theory. I mean, movie therapy. This week we're talking about one of the best movies of all time. Best. Yep. So without further ado, let's do the Emoji Movie. So the Emoji Movie is definitely the newest movie I've talked about on this show, and I'm sad that it has something monumental about it. I went and I sat down in the theater and immediately I knew that this was not going to be a good film. Now, I'm not a child. I'm not making fun of children. I'm just saying I'm not the demographic they were heading for with this. So it seems strange that I'm going to judge it as if it was. But, you know, I'm cynical, so I'm going to talk about it. Now, last week I did something different, but the times before that I did reviews, so I'm going to do this more of a review format. This movie is exactly what you expected. You sit down and it's ad central. So the Emoji Movie is a brand new film that just came out, the newest film we've done on this show, and it's all about a defective emoji that is going through to try to turn into a meh, as he says. And of course he's accompanied by a high five who wants to be back on its favorites list, and a hacker emoji. It's really, I could sit here and I could explain the plot, but it won't make any more sense to you. I'm telling you, I watched this film and at no point did I go, yep, this makes a lot of sense. So this movie has a 8% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I found out after, and I gotta say, yep, that sounds roughly right. I would, at the most, I'd say that's too good. I'd say that's too good for this movie. So when I was watching this movie, I've never been so detached from a movie. Usually I'm entertained by moving pictures. Afterwards I can reflect about why I didn't like it. It happened with Suicide Squad or Batman vs Superman. But I've never been so detached in the movie theater. In one episode I talked about how, in Chat Compactor, plug for that, I guess I point this way because that's where the open screen is. On Chat Compactor, I did talk about how I couldn't sit still during Phantom Menace, and it was boring for me back then. This was worse. In the movie theater, in the lazy, I even had the comfy seats, the comfier seats. Down, I felt bored. Bored for the first time in the movie theater. And that's something I think is very monumental for this film. At one point, there's a Just Dance scene where they go into a Just Dance app, which I honestly didn't know there was a Just Dance app and wonder how that would work. Anyway, I looked at it and I just kind of zoned back into myself and went, oh my God, I don't give a shit about any of these characters. The main character, let me talk about the main character. I forget his name. I'm sure with the picture it will say his name. He is an emoji that can do different faces. This movie, I think the whole film could be solved by going, hey, how about he does all of our jobs? We sit back and look pretty. Because I don't think there's a money system in this world. The whole workforce could be solved by this one emoji. And luckily, he really wants to work. Like he is all for it. All for hard labor. So, frick, pack him up, get himself a cube. I think that seems like problem solved there. We don't need to kill anyone, which is the first thing they go to for this, when they can recode or do anything. Side thing about this film, so when the meh, that our main character, goes off on his quest, his parents, who are the previous mess, go looking for him. But my question is this, if the main character, Alex, yes, pulls out his phone and goes to use emoji, then there would be nothing there, because the movie says that for us to get our emojis, the emoji has to be sitting in this cube thing, they get scanned. So did they just luck out hugely and didn't have to use a meh? Or like, is there another? I think maybe his use at the very beginning of this movie should have been, oh, you know, the poop emoji's sick. Throw, I don't remember what his name is, I'm just gonna say Grant. Throw Grant up there, you know, solve some problems. I think there's better ways than let's kill the if I had to sum up this movie in one sentence, I would say an old guy trying to explain emojis to a younger audience, because there's a lot of things in this movie that just seem like a very strange depiction of it. Like I'm in high school. I know how high school works, and we don't walk around and I get a message from someone. I go, "What's the perfect emoji to send to this person?" I use words. Like words are a thing still. I get that people do use emojis a lot, but we aren't that dumb. There's also a part in history class where they're talking about hieroglyphics and like pictures as language. Who can figure out what this is? And everyone just is sitting there on their phone. As a high school student, I could say that teacher would have lost their shit if they walked in and everyone was on their phones. Like, it wouldn't have been good. It wouldn't have just been, whatever, I'll continue my lesson. It would have been hell on earth very quickly. Very quickly. I don't know if that's just a Canadian thing, but I don't think they would allow that. So yeah, 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. That sums it up. Yeah, bye.